Hi, and welcome to a quick run through of the mechanics and gameplay that we are featuring in our game. Here you're going to see a quick setup of the game. You'll see that the base box is going to have 4 different characters as well as their armies. However, for today's example, we're only going to utilize 2 players to give you an idea of some of the mechanics you will find inside the game. During setup, you're going to take each character's miniature, then you're going to take tokens and set their stats. You also take out their deal tokens and their time jump tokens. And then here, these meeples represent their individual armies. However, in the retail edition and Kickstarter edition of the game, those will be beautiful miniatures sculpted for each individual character to have their own army. These green miniatures will be the same, also beautiful miniatures that will be the diggers. Each character gets 20 of each resource: Artham, wood, crops, silver, and gold. Then you take the 4 sections of territory cards and distribute them to the 4 corners of the board. Then you take the leaf guide cards and set them in the center of the board in the Celestial City. Finally, you take the 5 types of encounter cards and place them off to the side of the board. Here you will see the sword cards, the shield cards, the item cards, the clue cards, as well as the resource cards. The final part of the setup is each player placing the diggers. The diggers are a unique mechanic you're going to find in the game that allows for additional movement. Each digger represents essentially 1 unit of movement, and if you ever have more than 3 in a zone, you can't move through that zone. Each player takes alternating turns placing a digger. Neither character controls any of the diggers. Everybody on the board can use them at any time. Then you roll for first player. Here you're going to see first player spend 1 strength to take a movement action. They move into a neighboring territory. Then player 1 takes the corresponding territory card and faces the challenge that is featured on the back of the card. In this case, player 1 is going to have a challenge that they need to roll for. To increase the chances of winning the Explorer encounter, player 1 purchases extra diamond dice by paying some of their resources to acquire 2 extra dice in the roll. There are 4 different levels in which your character can achieve various outcomes, ranging from retreating back to their castle all the way up to gaining control of the territory, as well as upping some of their statistics. After rolling, player 1 defeats the challenge and gets to raise their reputation by 1 point. Player 1 opts to pay the resources to place a guard on their new territory, officially giving them full control of the territory, meaning that they can claim any leaf cards that are in the territory, they can mine resources out of the zone, and they can also get the extra cards and resources that come with the zone. Player 1 sets their guard and then takes a look at the different cards that are listed on that territory. They take the sword encounter card and face the challenge. These are also challenges involving rolls. After rolling, player 1 is able to raise their attack by 2. Player 1 discards the card and then collects the remainder of the cards that come with that territory. They receive an item card and a resource card that goes with the new territory. They can look at those cards, place them underneath the territory card, and then they move that to their player area. Player 1 then spends 1 strength to take a movement action again. This time, they utilize diggers to move a little bit further. You see they pick up the digger and they leave 1 in each zone they move through. Remember, if there's 3 diggers already in the zone, you are not permitted to move into that zone. Player 1 now takes the corresponding territory card and faces the challenge listed on the card. Again, it is another challenge in which the player needs to roll. Player 1 determines that they need to use diamond dice to increase the chances of winning the explore encounter, so they pay resources to purchase the extra 2 dice. Player 1 rolls, adds their totals, finds that they're able to retain control of the territory, raise their reputation by 1 point, and then player 1 pays resources to be able to place a guard on their new territory. Player 1 then checks the map and takes the shield encounter card that they need to face the challenge on. When they flip it over, they see the arrow at the top is facing downwards, which indicates no matter what they roll, they're going to take some type of hit to one of their statistics. In this case, they then choose not to pay additional for diamond dice. They roll and find out that they're going to have to take a loss of their reputation of 1 point. At this point, player 1 takes the item card that is for their new territory. They take the item card, place it under the territory card, and move them both to their player area. Player 1 spends a strength to take another movement action. They locate the territory card. And on this territory card, there are no roll encounters. Player 1 is able to take control of the territory. They automatically gain an increase to their reputation, and they simply have to make a payment of resources. Then they flip the card over and find that what it will cost to place a guard on the territory, pay the corresponding resources, and take the cards that are associated with that spot. Player 1 first faces the shield encounter card and looks at the challenge. Again, this is another challenge that will lower one of their statistics. They don't opt to use diamond dice. Look at the result, compare it to the card, and find that they're going to take a loss of one of their statistics. They then take the clue and resource card for their new territory, and they take those 2 cards, place them under the territory card, and put them into their player area. Player 1 spends another strength to take another movement action. They find the territory card that's associated with their new zone. They face the challenges on the back of the territory card, pay resources, are able to gain control of the territory, look at the resources it will cost to place a guard into the zone. They do so, have full control, and take the cards associated with the slot. Player 1 has to face a sword encounter card. They check the varying levels of results, opt to pay extra for diamond dice so that they can potentially get a higher increase on their statistics, use the diamond dice and their regular metal dice, add the values all together, and they find they get to raise their attack value. Player 1 then takes the item and clue cards that are associated with their new territory, look at them, place them under the territory card, and move those to their player area. At this point, player 1's strength has been completely reduced to 0. They move their turn, and it goes to player 2. Player 2's turn proceeds in much the same fashion as they take movement actions, each costing 1 strength. They face challenges in each territory, collect cards and resources. Their statistics move up and down. They gain control of various territories. And during the middle of their turn, they come to a territory that provides them with a clue card. The clue card reveals an opening to Celestial City that will happen on Chakra 6. It tells them which zone it will be in, which is right here. Unfortunately, player 1 has control of that zone, meaning that they're going to have to go to battle with player 1 to get control of that zone so they can use it to make the jump into Celestial City. Player 2 continues with their turn, conquering territories, placing guards, facing encounters, and raising and lowering statistics. Finally, when they are done with their turn, the first chakra phase ends. At the end of each chakra phase, there is a round cleanup. Players will reset their health. Then you will take the chakra token at the bottom of the board, move it forward 1 chakra. Then you will collect resources, which are all found on the back of your territory cards. If you have complete control of the territory, meaning that you've encountered it, conquered it, and placed a guard, you are eligible to receive those resources. Additionally, if there are any active deal tokens and those are going to expire this chakra, you remove those deal tokens at this point. You also will take the first player token and pass it to the next player. In the next round, they will be the first player. To demonstrate what a time jump looks like in the game, we're going to go ahead and skip forward 2 chakras into the game. Here you'll see the characters when they're on chakra 4. Player 2 has already defeated player 1 and gained the zone that they need to jump into Celestial City. Player 2 is on that territory, but they need to be at chakra 6 and it is only chakra 4. Player 2 trades their clue card to make a time jump into the 6th chakra. Player 2 is then able to enter the Celestial City and claim the Leaf Guide card. You'll see the spot that's lit up on the Leaf Guide card is where they will be able to find the leaf. Player 2 already has control of that zone, so they're able to take control of the leaf the second they leave that Celestial City. However, to leave Celestial City, they're going to need to make a time jump back to the 4th chakra. They do so by paying the appropriate amount of Artham. You'll see again where they take the leaf card, have control, gain the leaf card immediately, pay the Artham to time jump back out of Celestial City. And there is an overview of the game. Please stay tuned. There will be more videos that follow that will feature other mechanics found in the game, such as negotiations and deal making, and the battle system that we use. Thank you very much.